Hi everyone, my name is Cerise. And isn't it funny how all of our reasonableness, or whatever the word is, all of our rationality, all of our level-headedness, all of our cool, calm and collected state goes out the window as soon as we get frustrated or angry or impatient or rushed. Now, what I've noticed in myself is that when I feel rushed, like I don't have enough time to do what I need to do, and I feel under pressure, I tend to turn into a complete bitch. And it's pretty contrary to how I usually am, where I'm usually pretty laid back. But if I feel pressured, then I am absolutely, totally not laid back at all. I get quite unreasonable and I get snappy, and I don't take the time to really consider what I'm saying and doing as much as I normally do. Now, in those moments, what I practice is to rather not say and do anything when I feel that way. But for the purpose of this video, I would like to go into how we change when we're under particular emotional strain, whether it is feeling pressured or rushed or frustrated or whatever it is. So, like I said, for me, it's when I feel pressured that it's like I start to exert that same pressure on everything around me. And interestingly enough, a lot of the time, I only am in a position of feeling under pressure because I did not effectively plan my day, or I did not effectively schedule things around whatever I needed to do so that I could get to everything in a timely manner. So it's on those days where I kind of just let things slide a little bit, or I get distracted with working on a different project compared to what I should actually be working on. I put aside something time sensitive to work on something that maybe I might be more in the mood to work on. And then at the end of the day, I'm rushing to get something done or to get to the next thing because, well, I didn't actually end up putting in the time that I should have put into preparing myself. So a part of it is like a frustration with myself, where I tell myself, this is what happens when you don't do things properly. Now look at it. Or the other extreme, where I blame it on everything and everyone around me. And the only reason that I am rushed for time at this moment is because that person didn't do this, or these things didn't happen the way that they were supposed to happen, and now all of these things have completely ruined my day and ruined this thing that I must be doing, and I hate all of it, and it will just die. Obviously, in those cases, yeah, sure, some of those factors might be contributing to a bad day, but a lot of the time, actually all of the time, I also contributed. So when I have those moments of blaming everything and everyone, there's this little voice inside me that goes, Ooh, wait a minute though. Are you totally sure that these things are the sole cause of what you are experiencing now? And sometimes it does take a little while for me to really stop and listen to that voice. But most of the time, especially now in recent years, I'm listening to it pretty early on in this emotional explosion. So, what is it that makes us lose ourselves in these moments? What is it that can create this total 180-degree flip of personality, of expression, of presence? And the interesting part of this is that it feels like it's not really, that's not really who I am. It was a mistake, it was a slip up, it was a bad day, it was, I just lost myself for a moment, but it's fine, I found myself again. Which, to a degree, is valid. But what we also need to keep in mind is that these nasty versions of ourselves, where we're not patient, where we're blaming other people, where we're angry, where we're snapping, where we're really being mean, it's not like that is created on the spot where we're in those moments where we're facing a challenging emotional experience. Those nasty parts of ourselves are always there. That potential for me to become a total bitch is always there. But it takes a certain set of circumstances for me to access that and become it. But it doesn't change the fact that it is a part of me. And I cannot deny that it is a part of me, because it comes from somewhere, and it's not coming from somewhere outside of me, it's coming from me. I am that. I am those things. I am those expressions. And the only reason that I'm accessing them is because they are, to some level, to some degree, still a part of me. So in a way, we can be grateful for those challenging moments where who we are changes, because it's showing us that there is a part of ourselves that we do need to face, that we do need to change, that we need to give attention to, that needs work. And if we get real with ourselves in those moments and see those challenges and those changes as gifts, then it creates the space for us to rather transform those experiences rather than hating ourselves for it. Because, let's face it, in those moments we can do and say things that we regret later. We can create circumstances that are not so easy to fix, and sometimes that we can't fix at all. So, part of the solution is be grateful for those moments and use them as indicators of what needs to still be dealt with. But that doesn't mean that we can just let ourselves run away with turning this whole construct into a positive thing, because at the end of the day, we need to make sure that those moments, essentially don't happen, or that if they start to happen, that we stop them before it becomes a situation that we regret. So don't use that transformation of this change in character into a gift as an excuse to stay in that place and to let those moments drag on when we could stop them sooner. So part of the solution is also, if and when we have these moments where these challenging emotional experiences come up, where we get angry and we're about to say something nasty, or we're about to snap at someone, where we develop that discipline and the self-awareness to see, okay, I am now in this state. I recognize this state as one in which I tend to be mean. Therefore, I'm going to make sure that I do not say anything until I've sorted myself out. I am not going to do something that I know I'll regret later. It is better for me to keep quiet. So, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave a comment, or you can send a direct message to the Get Real page. And if you would like to support Get Real, you can do so via Patreon. The link will be in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and let me know if there are any points within this topic that you would like me to expand on, or any questions you'd like me to answer, and I can do a follow-up video. Bye.